Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishop, and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and blessing be multiplied on all you brethren out there, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom, I'm the brother Dama Al-Gabar, here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. All right, and the noise in the background is the fan. And again, I'm sorry, man, but it's been hot as hell out here in California. It's over 106 fucking degrees. So, hey, man, I got the fan on. I don't want to run the air just quite yet, but that is the noise that you hear. So, Lord willing, you know, you could bear it. But I want to do this video, right? I was listening to Kim Iverson earlier when I was at work last night, and she has Whitney Webb on here, and she's going to drop some information on Trump that we already knew, but she's going to go in deeper on Trump and his ties and why he's always putting Israel first, why he's over there, and a lot of these Republicans are over there kissing the Wailing Wall, and why this is now being called the United States of Israel. And something in this she's going to mention in this video was something that I heard the elders and the apostles say before. But, you know, she's going to further confirm it and showing you where Trump lies and his loyalty truly is. And why we've been telling you people, you have been duped by this character, Donald J. Trump. He's a puppet. He's a meat puppet of these, of the international bankers, and especially of a certain kind of international banker, which Whitney Webb is going to drop some quick information on it. But it just further confirms, you know, why he is doing the things that he is doing, and why we told you people, you know, that this is why all you MAGA supporters, all of you Trump supporters, y'all should be raising hell. Y'all should be taking it to the streets. Y'all should be literally protesting and trying to get this guy impeached, which it's not going to matter anyway, because as we know, all these presidents are not they're not elected, they're all selected. See, but this guy Trump, he has a blood debt that he has to pay, and he's going to pay it. And he's literally in this presidency, literally paying it forward and doing the will of these elites. And I'm going to drop some precepts on it, you know, but just listen closely to what she's going to say about Trump, and why you're going to see why he's speaking out against the Epstein files. Why now they're talking about pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell. This is why you see them constantly trying to change the subject. Now all these different distractions are popping up because he has heavy ties to these devils in these NO circles, and basically they got dirt, and they got enough wood on him to where, hey, this presidency is totally going to go in the way of these elites. So stop listening to Alex Skull and Bones Jones telling you that Trump is against the deep state. He's fighting against the globalists. He's this, he's that. Yeah, he's doing some bad things, but ultimately he's destroying the deep state, and he's fighting against the globalists. And this is all cap and bullshit. All right, it's all bullshit. He's their meat puppet. These elites and these small hats got their hand up Trump's ass, working him like a finger puppet. So let's check this out.
Sure. So Trump, his mentor, is a big focus of my book. Roy Cohn was a mob lawyer and had ties to this network that I just mentioned, pretty direct ties that I talk about in my book. And Roy Cohn was also involved in sex blackmail stuff. A ring that allegedly blackmailed J. Edgar Hoover, among others, and prevented him from going after organized crime in the United States. And Roy Cohn was also Donald Trump's lawyer, while also, you know, representing some of these mob bosses and other things. But aside from that, you know, Trump in the late 80s got involved with this company called Resorts International.
See, so pay attention. This is how you're gonna see how Trump is in bed with these elites, and a particular elite she's gonna mention, man. Matter of fact, before I get that, let me read the scripture. All right, this is Proverbs chapter 23, verse 1, and I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It says, while dining with a ruler, pay attention to what is put before you. If you are a big eater, put a knife to your throat. Otherwise, if you have a big appetite like Trump, what did he want? Money, fame. He wanted to make all these golf courses. He wanted to become, you know, take the money he inherited from his father and to make billions and make more billions, and to rub shoulder with these elites, make good contacts, rub shoulder with the, you know, with the people that would be able to give him his heart's desire. But we know one thing, hey, in order for you to make it in this world, you have to be involved in wickedness, man. You have to rub shoulder with unsavory characters. You indulge in wicked business practices, all right? You're dealing with criminals, with people that are corrupt, with organizations that are not operating honestly. You see, but hey, this is what he wanted. This is what he wanted to do. And she's telling you some of the people who was mentors and the inner circles that he was running around, before he became president. So it says here, while dining with a ruler, pay attention to what is put before thee. If you are a big eater, put a knife to your throat. You see, because ultimately you're going to have to sell out. You're going to have to, everything that you might get from these people is going to definitely come with a fucking price. And ultimately it's going to lead to your death. It always works that way when dealing with these elites and dealing with the so-called white man and wickedness. You might as well just put a knife through your throat, man, because ultimately they're going to end up owning you. You're going to end up being put in a position to where, hey, favors are going to have to be paid back. You're going to have to, do particular things that aren't the right thing to do. But hey, once you played, once you got involved, hey, it comes with with certain requirements, with certain sacrifices. All right. It says, don't desire all the delicacies, for he might be trying to trick you. See, and that's how the devil operates. He'll give you your soul. He'll give you what you want. He'll give you your heart's desire, but it all comes at a cost, man. And ultimately, he's going to always get what he wants. And this is why these devils, in order for you to be in the upper echelon, you want to be a billionaire, you want to be, able to get the tax breaks and all the businesses and the loans that you need, in order to somewhat make it in this society, man. Hey, it's always come with a price, and it's never as it seems. And this is why, in order for you to be in the inner circle, they have to have the wood on you, man. This is why he was over there with Epstein. This is why he was rolling around with these different billionaires, rubbing shoulder with all these so-called higher ups, man, because ultimately they was getting the wood on this guy. They was putting you in a position to where you can have the things that you're trying to do, will help you with your businesses, will give you loans, yada, yada, yada. But they gotta, they'll put you in certain situations to where your integrity has to be jeopardized. You have to do certain evil things, and it has to be put on videotape so that they can hang that over your head, and so that they can have the wood on you. So eventually, when you get in a position high enough, that you can be used, you can be you become their puppet, you become their slave, man. It says, don't wear yourselves out trying to get rich. Be wise enough to know when to quit. You see, and this is how we know that Trump is a damn Edomite, man. That he's a wicked. Because a man that has integrity, a man that's in the spirit, a man that fears the Most High and have wisdom and knowledge, he'll always know when to quit, man. But like I said, once you get involved with these devils, hey, you don't get to say when it's over. You don't get to bow out gracefully. You don't get to walk off in the sunset, man. All right. Hey, your services will be ultimately used by them. All right. And more than likely it's going to be totally against your will. Otherwise, full exposure will come. Or they'll send your ass back to the spirit world. You, your family, your wife, your children. They'll even put 2 bullets in the damn dog's head, man. Yep. It says in a blink of an eye, wealth disappears, for it will sprout wings and fly away like an eagle. It says, don't eat with people who are stingy. Don't desire the delicacies. They are always thinking about how much it costs. Eat and drink, they say, but they don't mean it. You will throw up what little you have eaten, and your compliments will be wasted. You see, but Trump didn't have this in mind when he was getting involved with all these unsavory characters. Now look at him. Now look at the position that he's been put in, Like we said, we told you they put this guy Trump in to be president. He wasn't elected. He was selected. Because, well, she's going to explain it. Now, these devils who have control over him, those that he's indebted and enslaved to, now they're coming. Now it's time for him to pay his end of the bargain, man. So check this out.
He became the controlling shareholder of it, I think, in 1987. And that was a pretty notorious CIA mob front company that was involved in all this really shady stuff in the Caribbean involving Meyer Lansky specifically. And Trump took a controlling stake in it for the purpose.
See, now pay attention to this part. He tried to take a controlling stake, but watch what happened and look what position it put him in.
of expanding his hotel and casino holdings, specifically in Atlantic City. And during this period of time, he's hanging out on Robert Maxwell's yacht, for example, photographed with people like Steve Ross of Time Warner fame, who was linked to organized crime, Maxwell, the former Senator John Tower, who was an accessory with Robert Maxwell of the Promise Software scandal, which again was U.S.-Israeli collaboration in committing crime, basically.
Man, I watched this video earlier. This fucking commercial did not play. God damn it. Salaki on that. Fucking bastards, man.
In addition to that, he, allegedly became close to Ghislaine in this period, and also to Epstein, reportedly frequently partying with Epstein and Tom Barrack of Colony Capital, who's in the administration now, I believe, as ambassador to Turkey or something like that. And, they were, international playboys together. And Epstein in this period Trump in this period had also become close reportedly to John Casablancas of Elite Model Management, who is known for his preference of quote unquote child women.
You see, and this is what they do. They'll introduce you to particular people, ultimately, that are known for their what they call the word nasty proclivities. And like I said, he's mingling amongst these people, not knowing that they're, he's being watched, he's being videotaped, he's being, they're getting the dirt on him. And like I said, he can deny all he wants to, but there's no doubt in my mind that, he's being this international playboy, that they didn't send plants and women, that was of a particular age. I don't give a damn what they say. He can say all day, Alex Jones, Trump's not like that. He doesn't like young girls. He likes powerful women. Shut the fuck up with all that bullshit, man. You don't dance with the devil, and don't get no dirt on you, man. And these devils have dirt on them. Why? Like I said, why the hell you think he's trying to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell and get her out of prison? Now they took her from, I think she was in a Miami prison or Florida prison. Now she's in a Texas prison. Now she's on house arrest. Now she's getting ready to be pardoned. Why do you think that is? Don't be so goddamn simple-minded or naive. Hey, they got this guy by the balls, as George, what's his name? George Carlin would say. But let's go.
And his modeling agencies have a lot of scandalous accusations about trafficking and other things to figures like Adnan Khashoggi in the 80s, who was one of Epstein's clients in the 80s as well. So a lot of these guys are swimming in kind of disturbing waters of dubious legality, to put it lightly. And then in the early 90s, Trump said,
see, now listen to, here's the point. Now listen to this.
Like City Holdings and other things, drag down his business empire, and he declares bankruptcy. And in order to be bailed out, he's bailed out by Wilbur Ross, who he later rewards for that when he's president the first time, making him Commerce Secretary. But at the time, Wilbur Ross was representing the Rothschild banking interests.
Did you hear that? Did you hear who bailed him out? Did you hear who bailed him out? Who pulled him out of the water when his businesses became bankrupt? Who bailed him out? The Rothschild people that was affiliated with the Rothschild banking dynasties? Huh? And what did the Rothschilds claim to be? Small hats? Who the hell you think established the state of Israel? 1948, the Balfour Declaration. Huh? Why do you think it's called the United States of Israel? Why do you think they always have Israel's best interests at heart? Huh? And now they got the perfect guy who they bailed out and gave and pulled out of the depths of debt, being the president of the United States of America. Oh, I'm sorry, United States of Israel, man. And why do you think he's going to continue to do the bidding of these elites, man? Not only did they bail him out, I'm pretty sure they got all type of dirt and wood on this guy, man. So he's in a position to where he's screwed, all right?
In the Rothschild banking interest, specifically this Wall Street M&A arm that they opened up in the 80s, was responsible for bringing Robert Maxwell to New York. So basically, Trump as a business icon would not have existed beyond the early 1990s if it wasn't for the Rothschild banking interests. Who have a lot of affiliations to people in sort of the Epstein network, and specifically Epstein's financial crimes, which include a lot of currency speculation in this, what the New York Times once called a currency speculation cabal, including people like Jamie Goldsmith, also backed by the Rothschilds, and even George Soros, whose first his quantum fund in like the late 60s was bankrolled by the French Rothschild interests. And for anyone that's familiar, the Rothschild family has a very long and storied history with Zionism and the establishment of the state of Israel, and being a major patron of that. So, you know, they've definitely had a lot of influence, I would think, over Trump now, since he owes them a lot.
And also, boom, that's the point I wanted, man. You hear that? You hear that? Right? This is what did I want? Yep, it says Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. And now Trump's a complete slave to the Rothschilds, to these small hats, to these elites, man. All right. And now he has to he's doing what he's doing to pay his debt back to these damn devils, man. And he's going to continue to push the agenda of these elites, man. Don't get caught up in thinking that he's fighting the globalists and he, you know, yeah, he might do certain things that make sense. He might, you know, like saying that men can't play in women's sports. Well, that's the obvious no brainer that there's only two genders. Yeah, no shit. But a lot of the other stuff like he's doing, like bringing in Palantir, you know, bringing in these this stable coin, which is nothing more than a CBDC, bringing in all of this, you know, these technocrats, bringing in this digital surveillance state, getting ready to bring martial law and allow order out of chaos to ensue, and federalizing, you know, these different intelligent agencies to bring in, you know, this beast system, man. So it was all said right there. And the word for servant is abed. It says a slave, a servant, a manservant, subjects. Yeah, it's just showing you, you know, the biblical form. But ultimately, he's enslaved. Yep, was commonly a slave. Yep. Then we know it's talking about to a people when subject and tributary to another. And that's what Trump is, a servant of servants. The lowest servant. Now, of course, you have that in a righteous sense, but you have it in a wicked sense. And what Trump is involved in, it says to the name of a servant is also applied to a whole people when subject and tributary to another. To the servant of a king, and Trump is the servant of the king of the kings of the earth, which are these small hats, these international bankers, man. You see? What else? Yep. And that's what this devil is, man. Trump is. He's become a servant to the lenders, and they bailed him out of that situation, man. And this is why that's why I just said earlier in the video, hey, you MAGA people should be raised in complete and total holy hell, man. You know, it should be obvious who this guy, where his why you see he's putting the interests of the American people, you know, he's putting the interests of Israel over the interests of American people. And now you see that making America great again is all a scam and all a fucking lie. He's going to continue to destroy the middle class. He's going to continue to destroy the working class here. He's going to bring in martial law. He's going to continue to do the bidding of these elites, man. And his interest is not at all about making America great again. That was all cap and all smoke and all bullshit, man. All right. This is Proverbs 25:19. It says, confidence in an unfaithful man in the time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot at a joint. And that's what Trump is. You putting confidence in an unfaithful man whose intentions are compromised, man. Like I said, he's a slave to these international bankers, man. And he's indebted into a debt that he can't get himself out of, man. And he's going to continue to serve the interests of these international bankers and not you so-called American people and you MAGA supporters, man. Let me get this last precept when I'm a roll. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 4, verse 27. It says, make not thyself an underling to a foolish man, neither accept the persons of the mighty. Because what happens? You end up becoming compromised. You end up becoming enslaved to these bastards, man. And now look at you American people. You put your faith and trust in this unfaithful man. Now you're understanding who his interests and who his allegiance lies to. Now you're feeling stupid. Now you're going to realize you've been duped. And now you're going to realize that, hey, this man is going to lead you right to the slaughter, into this new world order, whether you want to believe it or not. This is Isaiah 36:6. It says, lo, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, which we know is spiritually speaking about America, whereupon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. Right. And what's ultimately this administration going to lead to? The MOTB, the mark of the beast. All right. And all of the agenda of these elites, man. It says, so is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, which Trump is the modern day king of Egypt, that cruel lord who was totally brought and owned by these international bankers. And he's going to continue to do their bidding, whether you want to accept it or believe it or not, man. It says, so is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and all that trust in him. Yep, you see? So you're putting your faith in this untrustworthy man, and Whitney Webb just gave you the goods on this devil. This is why you think he's over there in Israel, bowing down to the bowing wall. And information that's came out that he's a so-called small hat himself, that him, his daughter, his son-in-law, they all converted to being small hats, man. That's why you see them all at the Wailing Wall, bowing their head, doing the shuggy doogie over there, and basically, allowing. Now they're passing laws saying that certain now you won't receive aid certain states if you boycott Israel, if you don't basically support them. He'll cut off international aid to whatever state here in America that doesn't agree and accept those small hats, man, and their genocide and whatever, man. So you can see why this guy was put in there and who his alliance truly is where it is, man. So, hey, shouldn't no more be said, man. Hey, so Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Putting the spirit in me to do this lesson. Lord willing, you were edified. And to the next one, Shalom.